timer stopped. If you'll notice up here at the top of this screen where you typed, it says errors allowed 3. Okay, this is a 3-minute timed writing, so you are allowed to have 3 errors. That doesn't mean that's an A. There are points deducted for each of the errors, but we'll talk about that in a minute. My words per minute was 66. I had 4 errors, so that's more than 3, so this one doesn't count. I would have to do this one over again. This is how Sam marks the errors. It really doesn't tell you what's wrong. It's sometimes very easy to see what's wrong, but sometimes there may be something that's marked that you're not really sure about. Sometimes even it will mark a mistake that's not really a mistake, and you have to realize that. Um, Technology is good, but it's not perfect. I don't care how long we do this. Sometimes there are mistakes made in the technology. So be aware that there are sometimes errors marked in your work that are not mistakes. And I know those. I see them. I can understand that. So if there are mistakes that are marked that don't count, I won't count them. Now, the problem I have with this is I made 4 mistakes, which is a 0. Sam counts it as a grade. I would not. I'm the instructor. I know the state standards. I would not count this as a grade. Even though Sam tells you you did well on it, it's not right. So if we need to do this again, we click continue. It tells us we made 4 errors and we can retry it, and it will allow us to start all over again. When you're finished with this and you're happy with it, it will move on to the next exercise. You do have practice keying, developing skill, timed writing, improving keystroking in this, and it does take a little bit of time, and it is monotonous because it's probably very simple, short words for you to type. But remember, go slow, be careful. It's an easy A for the first week of the semester. This class tends to be a hard class to make an A by the end of the course. Most people don't earn A's. B's are fine because this is a heck of a lot of work and it's a lot of detail to have to remember. So just do a very, very, very good job. Best you can, go slow, be careful, and your grade will be satisfactory for me. I know you want an A, but sometimes it's just not possible to get an A. All right, what I mentioned a minute ago about timed writings. You are allowed to have as many errors in a timed writing as there are minutes in that timed writing. In the syllabus, in the course syllabus, there is on page 3 the instructions to figure your grade for a timed writing. There's a speed chart. On that speed chart, it will tell you if your speed is 34 words a minute, your grade is blank, X, whatever, for that speed. Then it tells you to count your errors and multiply each of those by 10 points. So if you had 2 errors, that's 20 points. 10 times 2 is 20. 20 subtracted from a 100 is 80. So you take that 80 for your accuracy grade and you add it to the speed grade that you got from the table on page 3 in the lesson plan document, and you add those two together and you come up with a total, and you divide that total by 2, and that is your grade for that 3-minute timed writing. Now, since every error is 10 points, it pretty much takes you down 1 letter grade for every error that you make. So in order to get an A on a timed writing, you can look at the speed scale and see that the A grade for speed is 40 words a minute or faster, and the A grade for accuracy is 0 errors. So in order to make an A on a timed writing, you have to have 40 words a minute with 0 errors. Anything below that is perfectly fine. This is a document production class. Your main grade comes from your formats of your documents and the accuracy on your documents. But the state of Georgia says you have to have 25 words a minute or faster on every timed writing. And every timed writing has to be accurate, but you are allowed to have up to the amount of errors that you have minutes on the timed writing. Take that into account. Remember that as you're working through the semester. Don't freak out over timed writings, okay? The test timed writings are important to the grade. The lesson timed writings are important too, but not as important as a test timed writing.